When there's rain, there's thunder.
I don't even know what to think about Marvel anymore. First they were good, then they were bad. Now we're in the era where they're still pretty bad, but every once in a while they come out with something halfway decent, and fortunately that halfway decent piece of content is Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts was a movie that, from the trailers, honestly didn't look too bad. It definitely seemed more grounded than most other modern Marvel projects, but I still had my doubts, as I've been tricked way too many times before by a movie's marketing. While Thunderbolts is a movie that has more high moments than the average Marvel flick, it still finds a way to fall into the familiar trappings that poison so many other projects. Featuring a surprisingly well done finale and action, but also some of the worst written dialogue in the entirety of the MCU, let's get into the mixed bag that is Thunderbolts. Spoiler warning. The story follows a group of anti-heroes consisting of Yelena, Red Guardian, US Agent, Ghost, and Bucky. The team has to stop a new threat, Bob, aka the Sentry. Like I said before, the action is pretty well done. It's not going to blow anyone away, but it's better than the weightless fights of something like Doctor Strange 2. This is one of those movies where it feels like the first half and the second half are two completely different things. While the first half feels like your usual MCU nothing burger, the second half actually has some pretty emotional and powerful moments that I wasn't really expecting. When it comes to team-up movies, the members of the team are the most important aspect to get right, and for the most part, I liked the characters they chose. For the most part. Most of the attention is placed on Yelena, but the other characters have some time to shine too, with Bucky especially getting the coolest scene in the whole film. The weakest part of the movie is the dialogue, which feels forced to use the usual generic quippy dialogue of the MCU that doesn't really fit the tone of the rest of the movie. I want to go on a bit of a tangent here and discuss how custom studio logos can help set the tone for a movie. For example, the Columbia logo in the opening of the movie Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs gets smacked away and replaced by a banana, which instantly sets the goofy tone that movie has. Another example is in the intro to Alien 3, where the last note of the 20th Century Fox intro is left hanging, giving the audience a sense of dread of what could possibly be awaiting them. Now, Alien 3 sucks, but you get my point. If you alter the studio logos, it's usually either to set the tone or to mark a special occasion like Disney's 100th anniversary logo. So, this movie, starting with the Marvel Studios logo slowly getting devoured by darkness as the opening theme becomes more and more distorted, actually made me a little excited for what's to come. Only for the opening scene of the film to be Yelena making quips while killing a bunch of guys in an office. The film does get darker in the second half, but not nearly as much as that intro would like you to believe. It's not that big of a deal, but it's just something I thought was at least worth mentioning. But how about that second half, huh? Sentry's abilities allow for the filmmakers to get really creative, and the interactions between Yelena and Red Guardian are actually pretty touching. But now it's time to talk about the big reveal of this movie. The Thunderbolts are actually the new Avengers. Kinda. Okay, even if these were the actual new Avengers, man, what a downgrade. Literally 3 of the 5 characters on this team fill the same role as Captain America. And then there's the post-credits scene, which teases the arrival of the Fantastic Four. Cool. I honestly don't have an opinion on the new Fantastic Four movie. It doesn't look bad, but I can't say I'm particularly excited for it, which, come to think of it, is also how I feel about the new Superman movie. I guess I'll just have to wait and see the films for myself. In summary, while Thunderbolts does have some creative ideas that it brings to the table, it unfortunately suffers from the usual MCU tropes and a boring first half. With all that being said, it's obvious that Marvel is undergoing some major changes behind the scenes, with them desperately trying to move on to future projects and burying anything that was too far along in development to cancel. Fixing the damage that's been done to the MCU isn't going to happen overnight, but if Thunderbolts is anything to go by, they are at least trying. They're just taking baby steps. That's all I got for now. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and hit that bell icon to be notified for whenever I make a new video. The next review should be Andor Season 2, but you're not going to be getting it next week, because I'm dedicating that to covering the Summer Game Fest. So if you're interested in any of that, or interested in supporting the channel more, then turn on notifications and check out my other videos. Okay? That's it. Bye.